What's going on, guys? This is Don't Sweat the Technique, and today I'm here with my buddy Chris.
What's up, guys?
We're gonna go over some front chokes today. So today, if we have our partner here get in turtle for us, our first thing that we're gonna do is a lot of times when you see this position, and just like I am right now, I'm on my knees, and that's to show the position. When you're in this position and you're actually rolling, you should never be on your knees, really, unless he has your leg wrapped up or you got it for a second. You should always be on your toes here, butt back, shoulder driving into his shoulder here. That's bending Chris's spine, it's pushing his head down. So this is like it's an important layer of the control of this position. So if we come back, pushing in here, from here, our partner's using his elbows here to base up. This is what's keeping him from, right now, if he just pull your elbows out, see, he just collapses here, and now he's in an even worse spot. So what we're gonna do, as our partner is posting with his elbows, we're taking our hand, and we're gonna pull his elbow out from underneath him. From there, we're driving our pressure in, still on our toes, pushing in. This really offers us a lot of control from our opponent. So the first option off this is we're bringing the tricep into us, shooting our arm deep here, and just like a rear naked choke, we're locking it up, cupping at the ribs. From here, still driving in, we're gonna circle towards his arm here. It's important we don't go the other way because his arm is available. If we circle this way, he has no arm to post on. So as we roll, our partner comes down here, we're circling in towards him, bringing our leg over, hooking, and you get the finish. So real quick, we're gonna go over this guy one more time. I have one more important detail kind of to point out. So our shoulder pressure's in here, pulling the tricep out, shooting it deep, locking up our anaconda here, rolling. Boom. So as we go to bring our partner in, you can see his head is against my chest here. That's an important part of this choke. It's not necessarily, I mean, it is a blood choke. It's cutting off his artery here and here, but this compression is, to me, the main part of this submission. As I start to walk in, his neck presses down to his chest, and it really puts a lot of pressure. It becomes like a neck crank, pretty much. So, let's finish it for you. All right, so our next option is gonna be, it's set up similarly. We're still driving our shoulder in, pulling at the tricep, on our toes, pushing our weight in. So as we pull his tricep out, this time, instead of shooting our hand deep all the way through and locking up, we're just gonna chin strap his, we're gonna take our hand here and just cup his chin. That's called a chin strap. So from here, we're controlling his arm and his chin, and we're gonna look to connect our hands, bring our hips in, and pull him in all at the same time. So as I'm chin strapping, controlling, driving in, connecting my hands, bringing my hips in, and pulling him in at the same time. As I start to sit back, taking my elbow that's not wrapped around his neck, and I'm bringing it on top of his body here. If I bring my leg down, you can kind of see this motion I'm doing here. And it's important that I have the crook of my arm right here, like this blade underneath his chin. To me, this one is pretty much it's pretty much all trach. You can put somebody to sleep with it, but it's a mean one for sure. So, all right, so now I'm just gonna go over it one more time, full speed. So next front choke that we're going over is it's similar to the high elbow, but this is the arm in guillotine. So if we're on our toes, shoulder in, pulling out his tricep, this time we're shooting our arm deep, similar to the anaconda that we were doing. But say we can't get it all the way through, and he starts hand fighting or gets his chin buried or something, you know, we're just in here. From here, we're looking to connect our hands, bring our hips in, and sit back at the same time while pulling them into us. From here, Chris comes up into our guard, and we get the finish. The details on that and the arm in are similar, but it's just the finishing mechanism of it is what's different. So if I can, I'll have Chris actually just get in my close guard right here so you guys can see. So Chris is in my close guard and say, I've already set it up, you know, and I've pulled him into my guard, and I'm I've already locked it up, you know. I've done all those steps correctly. This is just the finishing detail. So we have it locked up. What we're doing is we're taking this this little notch on the side of our wrist, the blade, and we're connecting it to his artery here. From there, we're hipping out, and all we're gonna do is just almost like a bow and arrow or like a violin. We're just gonna string that along his neck on his artery. We're using our other hand to pull it through. I mean, you can use a gable grip, or I'm sure there's lots of different ways to do it, but I like to grab my hands here so that I'm literally just slicing that across his neck. So as I get that in there, I go to finish it. It's a pretty quick choke, so. All right, so this is the next option that we're going off of our turtle here, sprawl position. So again, we're on our toes, driving our shoulder in between his shoulders, and we're pulling at his tricep here. Now, instead of shooting this hand deep through like we were doing before, we're gonna look to bring it on the other side, on the outside of his tricep here. So the reason we do this is to block his tricep here. It kind of helps, it kind of stops him a little bit, but it's important to note that this really isn't like the strongest method of control. It's not a position you hang out in. It's a transition. So just for demonstration, as I break here and I go to transition, if Chris drives into me really hard, I can't stop him. I have to move. I can't just sit there. So that isn't a position you hang on to. It's a transition. So again, we come back, driving my shoulders in, on my toes, pulling his tricep out. As I bring it over, I'm taking my hand that was cupping his tricep, and I'm placing my elbow on the back side of his hip here. So that as I walk my legs around, I naturally end up hip to hip here with both my hands under his armpits, and I'm on Chris's back, staying attached hip to hip. So one more time, if we watch this guy fast. Toes in, breaking it here, turning the corner. If you think about really placing your elbow there and you block the tricep, you do those steps immediately back to back, your transition will end up pretty smooth. But like I said before, it's not a position, it's a transition. All right, thanks for watching, guys. There's a few good options from the turtle position. It's really important that you use your chokes to actually set up the back take and not just search for the back. You know, learn to switch and play with both of them. So we'll go over some more options later, but thanks for watching, guys.
Thank you, guys.